We ain't found Sith.
Warning, the following podcast contains speculation, which may be confused with spoilers, although it may also contain spoilers. You have been warned.
Hello, and welcome to issue 64 of We Ain't Found Sith. I am Out of Focus, and I am also your host. My name is Evan, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Pedro.
The one and only.
And producer Fun Gus.
Yoga Fire.
Yeah, there we go. Back in. All right.
Ooh, what a fancy little bitch. Just drinking that bueno.
There you go, Bo.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm
big old mule. It is not Friday night. We are not doing happy hour, but we are talking Comic-Con. Comic-Con, obviously, for multiple reasons, could not happen as always, but that did not stop the good folks over at SDCC as they decided to take it virtual. So it was a big weekend full of panels, full of trailers dropping, all kinds of news coming out. Some good, some bad. But it was a pretty much big news weekend as far as all things that affect this show.
I literally heard of none of it. 0%.
Now there you go. Pedro just hiding out from the world in his bunker.
Yeah, playing games.
Coming
Still
at
playing
us from an
that.
undisclosed location.
Yeah, still playing that Ghost of Tsushima.
There you go. How's that going?
Love it. Fucking love it. It's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Nice.
When
Nice.
I'm done with it, I'll give a solid review. Not
All
done.
right. Cool. So unless somebody's got something that they want to just kind of mention before we get into it, we can just jump right into it.
Now let's hippity hop into this shit, bro.
All right. So we're gonna start off, I guess, with movie news. And so Chris Nolan's Tenet, that they kept on saying, no, it's coming out in the summer. It's coming out in the summer, and they pushed it back 2 weeks, and then they pushed it back a month. Has now been pushed back indefinitely.
What's Tenet?
Tenet is the one that's the guy's like recruited for like a top secret agency, and then things are moving in reverse. And I don't know if it's that they have the power to reverse time, or it's just some sort of weird like bullet time thing or something like that. It looks interesting.
I don't think I've seen that trailer.
I'm
gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, we're checking out. It's got oh man. I just know he's Denzel Washington's kid. I keep forgetting his name.
Oh man.
He was in Ballers.
Yeah.
He's Ricky in
now
Ballers.
Now I know what movie you're talking about. That movie does look badass.
Yeah. But they kept on holding on to hope and saying like, no, we're gonna release it, and now it's like, yeah, we don't know when we're gonna release it, but we're not gonna release it on streaming. This is a movie theater movie, so we just gotta wait for movie theaters to open up again.
Yeah.
So that's the first little bit of news that kind of popped out. Then Zack Snyder did a panel where he talked all about the Snyder cut of Justice League.
John David Washington is his name.
John David Washington. I don't know why I was thinking David and not John David. Whatever.
Close and super close.
Look, he's still relatively new to the scene. Like I know he's been around like on certain things, but he hasn't been like I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff. I think movie.
He's not A-lister yet.
Yeah, like this movie, I think was gonna like probably propel him into that.
Yeah.
Into that stratus. Cause I mean, it's Chris Nolan film.
And this kid's good, man. He just needs the right to be put in the right picture. Like fucking a Chris Nolan film is just a movie to do that for somebody's star power.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, Chris Nolan, reversing time, like
that's a sweet fucking shirt you're wearing, dude.
Oh, thank you. There you go.
It goes with the background.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made. what do you call it? So yeah, so then so we're talking about Snyder. So
Yeah.
Snyder did confirm Justice League, the Snyder cut, will not be part of the DC expanded universe. So it's kind of a one-off thing on its own. It's like a what if, or as he called it, an Elseworld storyline, which
In
was
what world?
Elseworld.
What does that even mean?
Elseworlds is DC's like title for like stories that are not part of the regular storyline. They're like kind of like
Mm.
Marvel did kind of a similar thing, but they called theirs What If, which is a cartoon series supposedly coming to Disney Plus at some point.
Right.
Where they basically so like one of the most famous Elseworld storylines is uh, Superman Red Sun, in which is well, what would have happened if Superman would have landed in Soviet Russia instead of in good old US of A, Kansas.
Yeah.
So they do got stories like Gotham by Gaslight, which is like what if Batman existed in like the 19th century.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I never read Red Sun or whatever, but I've read Gotham of Gaslight. That was a really good one.
Yeah. I got Red Sun's a good story, man. It's an interesting story, and it's a little weird because like Superman's the good guy, but he's not the good guy, and like you know, it's it's an interesting read. Then the biggest I think news is Bill and Ted 3.
Yeet.
Uh, Bill and Ted Face the Music will be releasing simultaneously in theaters and on demand.
That's in,
Uh, assuming theaters are open on September 1st of 2020.
what a great day that's gonna be.
Yeah. What else is special about that day? I wonder.
I fucking hate that day. The day's the worst.
Bro,
Happy birthday to you on that day, Gus.
thank you very much. Thank you.
You that's the universe's gift to you after all this nonsense.
Yeah,
Is
for
let's
real.
give Gus Bill and Ted 3. Hopefully we'll all be here and we're not wiped out by a hurricane.
No.
Hurricanes this year are gonna fucking come equipped with like machine guns and nunchucks. That's what's happening this year.
How great would it be if like this tropical storm that's heading our way just like sweeps through and takes COVID with it?
That would be some shit.
Like
It
mother,
creates
just it's
some
like
sort
Mother
of, like-
Nature sanitizing.
it creates some sort of like some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like electromagnetic field or some shit like that. That for some reason COVID
It
is
vaporizes
it
the
vaporizes COVID. Yeah, that'll be some weird.
state of
fucking
Florida, which was hit
tornado
by a
type
tropical
movie.
storm this weekend, has had COVID cases drop to zero.
But immediately spike right back up to 100% because Miamians are just morons. We just don't give a fuck about nothing, bro. It's insane.
Oh god.
Oh man, but Bill and Ted 3 simultaneous release in theaters and on demand. So if you want to go out, you want to see it in a movie. If movie theaters are open by then, you can certainly do that. And if you're like,
Finally.
yeah, I don't quite trust it yet, you can just watch it at home. I'll be honest, I never saw any of the Bill and Ted movies in theaters. I'm fine watching Bill and Ted 3 at home.
Dude, actually, I don't know if I did either.
I for sure did not.
I know for sure that like I could not have convinced my mom to take me to see one of those movies in theaters.
Yeah. Nope.
Even though they were PG-13 movies and there was no they're quite friendly and quite friendly. They're not like you go back, you watch those movies, they're not swearing up and down or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's not like a child animated movie. Like it's not a Disney movie or anything like that. So
Which is weird because I was a child when I first saw those movies.
yeah.
I can't remember if it was just one of those things where like it was on like one of the cable channels or if it was like my sister rented it or something.
Mm.
I just remember like watching it as a kid and like, oh man, this is awesome.
I mean, I saw Jurassic Park in theaters, and that
Yeah, so did
definitely
I.
wasn't for kids. That shit was definitely not for kids.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, Jurassic Park was like a cultural event. Like
Yeah.
You saying that you saw that in theaters is like, yeah, if you were alive at that point, you saw Jurassic Park in theaters. Like,
What are you talking about, bro? Be excellent to each other was also a cultural thing. Come on, bro.
I think it
Wild
rolled into that.
Stallions. Wee, 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 wee. Shit is dope
It's
as
a
fuck.
cult classic, but it's not like a
It's a
general
classic for
cultural-
our generation. I don't think our parents know anything about it.
No.
I don't know. Like, that'd be interesting. I should like hit up my sister and be like, have you shown my nephew? Have you shown him Bill and Ted? Like he's at that age. He's 13. Like he's right at that age where like that would probably be, you know. Although it'd be weird. Like they time travel through a phone booth. What's a phone booth?
That's true.
It's magical, bro. It's magical. Only cool things happen in phone booths. You remember in Blues Brothers? Carrie Fisher shoots a fucking phone booth with a rocket launcher, and all they do is get launched straight up into the air and land perfectly fine. Oh, look, quarters.
I was gonna say phone booth, famous changing room of Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
phone booths are magical, bro. They're magical.
Futurama is where you commit suicide.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite moments of Superman the movie, the 1979 movie. No, 79 or 77, or whatever. That doesn't matter. But the
70.
Superman the movie, the original one, when he goes to change and he sees the phone booth and he's like, nah, like it's like it's too silly. But then he goes into like a revolving hotel door and like spins it really fast. He comes out as Superman. And then, of course, the greatest cinematic moment ever is he comes out of the revolving door as Superman, and there's a pimp. Say, Jim, that's a bad outfit. And then he just nods and takes off.
So where would Superman change today? Like in today's world with fucking camera phones everywhere.
Janitor's closet.
Well, I mean, but like surveillance will catch him.
I mean, look, the truth of the matter is that at that speed, like you can, if you can move that fast, like camera can't identify you.
Yeah, hold on. The whole phone booth doesn't make sense either. That shit is just made of glass. How you change it inside a glass box? That don't make no sense.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
like it's not like it's
I'm perfectly hidden in here.
I was gonna say it's not like it's one of those like British like police boxes.
Yeah.
That it's
Still,
a
that
wooden,
has
it's a wooden box that has no windows.
that has windows, but they're framed.
Not the phone, not the British phone booth, not the red phone booth. The blue police box that like the TARDIS is based on.
Don't they have? Oh, I thought they had windows also.
No, I think maybe the TARDIS has like one little window on it, but other than that, those police boxes were like fully closed in.
That's enough.
But,
Just ask Tom.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on with the film news because we're getting a little distracted.
Wait, hold on. Let me completely off topic. I just saw this earlier.
Okay.
Have you guys seen that this is about COVID? Have you seen that doctor who's praising that there's a cure?
Oh, the hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, that lady. Bro, this world is going crazy.
Bro, the shit that lady.
Is that
has
lady
said-
even a doctor?
I think she is a licensed medical professional. Unfortunately,
But here's my issue. Here's my issue with all that shit. No one's disproving her. They're just making her look discredible. Like they're just saying, "Oh, she believes in aliens and shit."
hydroxychloroquine was already disproven
Well, I mean-
a while ago.
Oh,
I mean,
it was.
Just because you believe in aliens doesn't mean that you're a quack.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little bit.
if you believe
No,
you believe that you were kidnapped by aliens and they sexually had their way with you,
Well,
then you might be a quack.
well,
But
the
The lady said shit like, "Oh, some like certain diseases are caused by having sex with demons in your dreams."
yeah. See, they're not they're not like disproving what she's saying. They're just making her look
but-
like a lunatic.
okay, if you are a medical professional, I will listen to what you have to say until the moment that you invoke the words demons or spirits or angels. At which point I'm like, okay, science has left the room and mythology has entered, and I can no longer take you seriously when you're talking about this.
Magic is real, boys. It's real.
It's a real card game.
But you know, it's the craziest thing about that whole about all this shit is that first it's become political and people are just praising whatever they want to believe. But dude, nobody has been right about this shit. Remember when they were saying that like water cures it? If you drink enough water, it gets flushed down your throat and it's good.
But it has to be warm water.
Yeah. It's so weird, and like people are like, "No, but she's right." I'm like, "Dude, nobody has been right. Everybody's been wrong. It's been 100% of the time, everybody's wrong about this shit."
Yeah, I mean, bro, think about how long it takes for scientists to really learn about anything.
Yeah, it takes forever.
This disease was just fucking discovered, or this virus was just discovered late last year.
Well, this particular strain.
This strain, yeah.
Coronavirus has been, they've known about it for.
Yeah, but COVID-19 specifically was just discovered late last year. You think fucking people are going to be all of a sudden experts about it like overnight? Nah, man, it should take time.
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's people who are like backing her, like, yeah, she's speaking the truth. I'm like, how the fuck does she know? Like, nobody knows.
Has she been in a lab studying this thing for the last 6 months?
No,
if she has, then she's got some credibility. But if she's just like some lady working in a doctor's office who's been seeing people coming in and out, like, I don't.
She says she had like 36 patients with it, and she's cured all of them with whatever that shit was called. I don't know, man. I just thought that was crazy.
Cured because of something else, and she's saying it was that. Like we know it. We know that it runs its course, kind of like a flu. We know that like it knocks you out for a while, and then eventually you recover from it. Like,
I mean, the thing is that everybody responds differently to that shit, man. That's why
it's too new. But that's
don't know shit about it.
That's what I think is crazy. Is that like
it's like the Force? No one can really explain it.
There it is. Way to bring it back home. Anyway, movies.
So something near and dear to this show. We got all hyped up last year when they made the effort and they fixed the Sonic movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've now confirmed Sonic 2. Yeah, apparently, it did well enough. It drew enough money that sequel confirmed. And they will be moving on. So that means that all of us that bitched and complained and moaned about how bad it looked, we kept our word. We went, we saw it, and they're going to give it a sequel.
Nice. So one of the few silver linings of 2020.
Yeah.
Was that 20? That was this year?
That was at the beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, this year is taking forever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Edwin has like an awesome post that he's putting on Instagram every single day. It's that Groundhog Day.
Bill Murray and Groundhog's Day.
It's so good because it's literally what it feels like. It's like, well, today's it's another day of the same.
Yeah.
He only puts on it on Sunday.
Yeah. But he keeps on using the same picture, and I think he needs to like start updating it every once in a while, so like his hair is getting longer. Which, man, I'm getting shaggy. Like
Dude, you gotta learn to cut your own hair, man.
Dude, I did that the other day. It came out great.
I've decided to let it go.
All right.
Like Elsa.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
absolutely.
As soon as it gets long enough, I will wear the dress made out of snow and go out and sing. That's
the length doesn't bother you anyway, right?
No. No, but I just like I'm using that as an excuse. Like I'm gonna walk into work when we go back into the office next year, because it's been confirmed that we probably won't be going back into the office till 2021, and I will have at least a mullet.
Yes.
You're gonna look like you
front party in the back.
It looks like you do some cocaine on the side, like that look. That's the look you're looking for. All right. I'm down with it. This is Miami. It works.
Yeah, man. Everybody has a side hustle.
That's it.
So Hollywood's been kind of shut down. Everything's kind of on hold, except some of the movies that are being filmed across in other countries.
The pond.
Well, not the pond, because that would be specifically England. But one of the movies that is continuing to film is Jurassic World Dominion.
What?
They're making another one? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. They don't
Where?
learn from their mistakes.
Where are they filming that?
I think they're filming in Australia or something like that.
Oh,
Guys, the dinosaurs are a mutt. Bro, they're all over this place.
they probably
So
found
little
a place
bits
in
of-
Australia where dinosaurs still actually exist, so they're gonna use real dinosaurs.
I don't know about
in Australia that's
dinosaurs.
trying to kill you,
I don't know about dinosaurs, but they got dinosaur-sized spiders down there.
bro. That place is ridiculous.
Where every animal can kill you, Like,
Seriously.
even the cuddly ones.
Yeah.
Like, what's the cutest, most cuddliest animal that you can think of when you think of Australia?
Koalas and they kill
They have
people.
chlamydia.
That's true.
Which, as long as you don't fuck one, is fine. But I don't. Can that be transmitted by one of them like scratching you or something? Because like they got claws on them.
Yeah, their claws are pretty legit.
Have you ever seen a koala like pissed off?
No.
I've
Dude,
not
that's a scary sight.
Yeah?
really
Google
because
it.
like I think like it must take a lot to piss them off.
You gotta
Yeah, bro.
smoke its eucalyptus.
Oh man. But yeah. But little bits of news have been coming in and out about that movie. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get Bryce Dallas Howard and Jessica Chastain confused.
They
But,
used to happen to me too.
Yeah, but Bryce Dallas Howard and they've been posting on Instagram little things here and there. She posted recently. They posted a picture like together, and then he made a comment of like, "Oh, you should see like the bruises that she has from doing her own stunt work." So like later on, she posted like a couple of pictures of her home. But one of the things that came out this weekend is it will use more animatronic dinosaurs than the previous two films combined.
Is that good or bad?
That's great.
I mean, animatronic dinosaurs are the reason why those dinosaurs from the first movie look amazing.
Okay.
You know,
Noise.
Yeah, but I think that the plot for the movies didn't help anything. 'Cause the plots are so fucking bad. The second one was god awful, bro. It was so stupid.
I mean, they rehashed some stuff from the Lost World Jurassic Park in that second
I
one.
know, but that's not a good thing.
No, it's like if you of all the movies that you're gonna steal from, why would you steal from the movie that people didn't like?
Is that the one where they bring the dinosaurs to San Francisco?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was terrible.
but they do like the same thing. Like, we're gonna go because we need to save the dinosaurs because the volcano's gonna explode. So we need to take the dinosaurs. So that's
Yeah.
show you the different ways we capture the dinosaurs, and then it's and then we're taking them to like this like mansion that's owned by like a rich guy. Which did they ever say exactly where it was, Pedro? Or I feel like it's
Bro, honestly,
on
when I was
mainland.
watching that movie, I treated that movie because it got so ridiculous so like early on. I treated that movie like it was a AAA comedy, just looking for the stupid shit. Yeah, of course it was, Edwin. Shit was awful, man.
You didn't see a little garbage can emoji?
No, I don't see it.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I treated that movie like it was a joke. Remember that scene, dude? It was hilarious. If you
You treated it like Sharknado.
Yes, that's exactly, and I loved it. I loved it because of that. But I would never tell somebody, "Yo, you need to see this movie." You don't. You could live your entire life and not see that movie.
What
But
do
if
you
you
call
do,
those movies?
horrible.
No, they have like, huh?
B movies.
Are they? Is that what they're normally called? Like those fucking Sharknado kind of movies?
I don't know if that's what they're normally called. I know B movies
Thanksgiving.
was like the genre for like those like horror films and movies that were not made in Hollywood, were made like by like small companies and stuff like that.
Let's make a movie, guys.
A B movie.
Let's
I
make.
mean, our buddy John's always had an idea for a script, and I've got some ideas on how it can work in script. We'll talk about
Edwin's
that
got
later.
it down packed, bro. Trash.
So basically, it looks like they're getting back to their roots with the animatronics. Not a whole lot of like Marvel news that came out, but Taika Waititi has said that he is pretty much done with the script for Thor: Love and Thunder.
That guy has the funnest name to say.
All right, Waititi.
What are they? The Ewoks? No, the Jawas.
Jawas.
Jawa's favorite director. What did he?
Yeah. And he describes it as an insane romantic script. So
Wait,
I
so
know
Thor
supposedly
gonna hook up
it will be Jane Foster will be coming back. So and may deal with some of the stuff in the comics where Jane Foster became Thor.
Oh, is that
Uh,
Natalie Portman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Natalie Portman. And apparently Natalie Portman has begun her training regimen
Ooh.
because she plans on getting ripped and shredded for the role. So
So Thor's
Um,
gonna hook up with Natalie Portman
I mean, he already did.
again.
Again, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I always thought that storyline was weird.
Mhm.
It is.
Like,
You
because
got it.
Like I know the storylines. Like whosoever holds this hammer shall have the power of Thor. But just because you have the power of Thor doesn't make you Thor. Because Thor's a guy.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't have come up with like a different name or something. Like she could have been like
Valkyrie.
His name
right.
is
Except
Thor, right?
Valkyrie eventually became another character. But like they could have come up with like some other like it's weird.
Or they
could've
could have
just
just
said,
like never done
um,
that and just made a movie about a fucking girl superhero from the Thor universe. It just
I don't know. It's
Or
weird.
they could have just said, gains like becomes the god of thunder.
Yeah.
Like they didn't
Yeah.
have to take away his name.
Yeah, but
But
it's
they-
just it's weird
Tear up
because
his birth certificate.
this is a product of like of just changing within generations because the original Thor was a normal dude who picked up the hammer and he would transform into Thor, kind of like Hulk does. So
Right.
there's Bruce Banner and then there's Hulk and then there's that dude which no one remembers because that was such a lame plot. And then
Donald
there's
Blake.
Thor. Sure, I don't fucking remember that guy's
Donald
name.
that
Blake?
was his alter ego was Donald Blake.
There you go, Donald Blake, the most lamest dude in the planet, turns into Thor, and then the writers that like understood that this is the interesting part is Thor, so they
They
just
could've
got
used-
rid of that guy completely.
They could have at least given him like a Norwegian name, like a Norse name or Scandinavian name.
No, but it's an American who found this.
No, but there are Americans who are like descendants of Scandinavians. You know, like
It's like he could have been like Bjorn something. You know? But no, it's like it's weird. It's one of those things where eventually in the comics they went with the whole like, but it's something they could have done for the movie of because in the movie like they send him to Earth, they take away his powers, and he's just like a normal person. But in the way they retconned it in the comics was they sent him to Earth, took away his memories and put like fake memories, and he became Donald Blake, even though he was Thor all along.
Oh, that's
and
what
the
it
hammer
was. I thought it was just like the Wonder Twins activate
No,
situation.
eventually they revealed it that like he was always Thor, and that the Donald Blake was like kind of like it was like a lesson. It was like you're gonna live your life as a man for a while, so that you learn what it's like to be a person before like because again Thor arrogant and
That
always
sounds like damage control for me. That seems like they had a really bad plot and they try to fix it, and that's how.
now
they
you're
did
a
it.
man.
Well, I'm not about the comics. That was literally the plot in the comics.
Yeah, but that's not the original, is it? Because I remember the original was just some
Originally-
random dude.
Yeah, originally it started off, and then eventually, when they were like, "All right, we're just gonna get rid of the Donald Blake persona," that's how they explained it away.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how they fix that terrible
But
plot.
it's still within storyline. Like it's still like it follows within the storyline. It wasn't like it may have been something they decided to do later on, but it wasn't like something that they said, "Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna change this." It was no, we're gonna reveal this.
Right, but that's the same way they did this. It's like, oh, his wife, the most boring character of all time. Well, she ultimately had the power to hold Thor's hammer. Bah, 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 bah. Who gives a shit? She was lame.
Yeah. But it was weird because it's one of those things where they wound up it played big into like after the Thor Ragnarok storyline when they brought Thor back.
Oh,
In the comics, not the Thor Ragnarok storyline and
No.
But in after Civil War and all of that, and the comic books, when they decided to bring back Thor, it
Wait,
was a
did you
big thing
say
where like
did
all
you
of the
say Wafter?
Asgardians, huh?
Did you say Wafter Civil War?
After is what I said.
You said Wafter. I like it.
Uh, I didn't hear it, so. Um, but it is one of those things where like it played a big role in the comics because when he decided to bring back Asgard, he basically all of the Asgardians were trapped within humans. So like he had to like find all these humans that were actually Asgardians and then reveal to them who they were and all of that. It was a great storyline.
Damn.
Yeah. But anyways, did you guys know that they were working on a Mega Man live action movie?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I did not know that either. It was one of those things where I saw the headline and went, wait, what? But the headline literally read, Mega Man live action film is still happening and big news coming soon.
Man, they better do it right because I don't know how they're gonna make Mega Man look cool.
You can't. Remember the original boxes where it was like a human person instead of a cartoon? It looks stupid as shit. It looks so dumb.
I mean, I don't want to say you can't because
Bro, you can't
Hollywood has surprised us before.
Bro, okay, yeah, but video game movies are notorious for being terrible because you can't make these classic video games into like interesting plots. Like, how do you make Mario interesting? If like live action cartoons, you can do whatever the fuck, but live action, how do you do that? You can't. It's just silly shit all over the fuck. How do you make Sonic interesting? You can't. It's just silly shit. It has to be animated. You can't
Mario,
make.
you gotta make Mario like a Sicilian mob boss that all of a sudden gets
Yeah,
power.
but then that's not Mario. That's just. That's not fucking Mario.
I
Or,
mean,
No, but-
or he's or it's like Dolce and Gabbana get superpowers and they become Mario Luigi.
Dude, you know what the plot for Mega Man is? You know
No.
what the plot for Mega Man is?
I don't
So
know.
this doctor, this I guess he's an engineer. He
I was gonna
makes
say, isn't it Dr. Wily is trying to take over the world with his evil robots?
no,
So
it's
Dr.
not.
Light creates a good robot.
No. Dr. Light creates a bunch of robots to do like civil duties. So like you have one that does construction for roads, one that does air, one that paves the ground, whatever. And then Dr. Wily goes and like hijacks or like puts a virus in these robots to like brainwash them into be evil. So then Dr. White has to create a robot to fight these things, which are just like, oh, I'm pavement man. I put pavement on the floor. Like, how is that going to be interesting in a movie, bro? Be real.
Maybe it's gonna be like AI.
I mean, if it looks like Alita Battle Angel,
Yeah, but Alita Battle Angel is interesting. Mega Man is like the cool thing about Mega Man is you blow up the enemy and you get their powers. That's what's cool about Mega Man. Like you're not playing that. You're watching a dude dressed in like a blue pajama.
I choose to roll. I will at least hold judgment until I've at least seen a trailer.
Yeah, obviously, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't unless it's animated. If you make all these video games, if you make it animated, they're always interesting because that's what they're supposed to be. You know, like Last of Us makes sense because that's kind of the medium. They're trying to make it like realistic, but like when you go back in time, make a fucking video game about like fucking remember Booger Man.
A movie about a video game that didn't have like a ton of plot to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. It's just simple. It's like go over there and blow this thing up. That's it. And now it's like you have to make emotions and shit for these things. Like, no, it doesn't work.
I mean, apparently there's big news coming. So
unless they reinvent the wheel and they make a movie not about Mega Man, but about
Jack Nicholson is coming out of retirement.
Is he retired?
Mega Man.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson hasn't made a movie in like a decade. You didn't know he was retired?
No, bro.
Yeah, he's got no need to work.
It's true. He's just living life on the fast lane.
Watching Laker games, and I'm surprised Jack didn't get into the bubble.
Yeah,
like that would have been great. Like it's the NBA bubble, and all of a sudden they just pan to the side, and there's Jack Nicholson just watching the game.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Mega Man could actually be interesting if if the story was based around Dr. Wily and Dr. White being rival engineers coming up with different like robots for like the future.
Oh,
And
what
then
are those robot fights that exist nowadays?
BattleBots. I don't know.
BattleBots. They could.
Is
do
it really called BattleBots? I just threw that out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
I don't
I
know
think
either.
that's one of them. Like, I think there's been like 5 or 6 different incarnations of that show.
But they should do a flashback scene where they
Well-
have to show them as kids fighting each other's robots.
You know what movie wasn't too bad? It was actually pretty enjoyable.
One bad.
Was that movie Real Steel,
Real Steel.
which is with Hugh Jackman and
Oh,
the robot boxing,
yeah.
except that was Rock'em Sock'em Robots the movie. Like,
Yeah, it was.
but they came up with a pretty decent like storyline.
Yeah, it wasn't that
It's not
bad.
a great movie, but it's a serviceable movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was, a nice little family movie.
Yeah. And I just like I find it hilarious because like every time I see that movie, I'm like this is just Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
No, remember when they were just making movies about like board games? Remember like battleships came out and that Rock'em Sock'em bullshit came out?
Yeah.
Dude, they got to go back to
Oh, I
doing
mean-
that shit. I want to see
you go back to-
Crossfire the movie, bro.
Well, you go back to the 80s. One of my favorite comedies of all time is Clue.
Oh yeah,
I never saw that movie.
that's a good movie.
That's a great movie. I love
Isn't
Clue.
there
Tim Curry's in it.
Yeah.
What's that movie with James Bond that's coming out right now?
James Bond,
The actor.
No Time to Die.
No, not a
Oh.
James Bond movie. I'm talking about the actor that plays James Bond.
What's his name? Craig fucking something.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. There we go. There's like a Clue type movie coming out with him right now.
Well, they did
Already, I don't know.
they did the movie that came out, Knives Out. Are they doing a sequel to that?
No, that's the movie I was talking about.
Whoopsie.
Did you watch it?
I haven't actually watched it yet. I've not watched Chris Evans and his sweater. So that's one of those things I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
If I leave the house at some point, I'll pick up a copy at Target or something.
Oh, you should have said Blockbuster.
Nah, I don't have time to drive to Alaska. But I don't, that's something because it's gonna be a shitty weekend. Like even if this storm dissipates, we're still gonna probably get like just shitty weather over the weekend.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, does it really matter? Most of us have been locked in the house for this entire time anyway, so who gives a shit?
But if you needed to go out and get something on, you can go out and get something. It's been.
I'm pretty sure Postmates will still be working, bro.
We'll see.
I don't think they
I think
closed.
I'm just waiting for it to pop up on one of the many streaming services I have now.
How many do you have at this point, man?
Netflix, Disney Plus, and HBO Max.
You don't have Prime? I'm surprised you don't have Prime.
I don't have a Prime. I've never gotten a Prime membership because 99% of the things that I order on Amazon have a free shipping option on them already.
But you don't get 2-day shipping, buddy. Come on.
But that's not a thing for me. Like I don't mind waiting a week to get my item for free. Like it's it's not a deal breaker. Because Prime's what, like $120 a year or something like
I don't know.
I don't think it's that much.
It probably is. No, I think it's up there like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but you
pretty sure it's over 100. But yeah, like I don't need my things here the day after tomorrow. Not to mention that there are things that like if you're buying something that's not from Amazon, you're still gonna have to wait like a week to 2 weeks to get it anyway. So
Yeah, but everything's from Amazon, bro. Everything. It's
yeah, I
insane.
try whenever I'm shopping, I try to look for anything that's like if I let's face it, there's a lot of Chinese stuff that's on Amazon, but I always look for that thing that says like fulfilled by Amazon. Because it's like I don't care if this thing was made in Wuhan. Like if it's being delivered by Amazon, I know I'll get it in a relatively good amount of time. But if this is some seller I've never heard of with a foreign sounding name and it's not Amazon delivering it, like I'm going to order this today, it's going to arrive like in 2 months. Because they're going to put that on like a cargo ship that's going to take like 3 weeks to cross the Pacific.
Yeah, but if it's free, you don't mind waiting 2 weeks for, you know what I'm saying? Just throw that
But
back
that's
at
the thing
you.
with Amazon, it's like I can go to. I've had something being delivered by Amazon that okay, I'm gonna order it today, and I'll have it, for free by like Tuesday. Like, all right, cool. I got no
Damn,
problem with that.
you're gonna get it yesterday? That's crazy.
No, I mean
Damn.
the following Tuesday. I don't like. I don't need it for Friday. I can wait till Tuesday. It's not.
Yeah, I like my Prime, bro. Shit comes in 2 days. I get to watch Workaholics. I stopped watching Workaholics because of Ghost of Tsushima, but that show is great, guys. That show is really good.
Yeah, you gotta watch Hunters also.
Hunters, what is
Yeah,
this?
on
Alright.
Prime. It's fucking great.
Wait, is it stupid comedy or is it like a for real?
Oh, it's. I mean, there are very few moments in it where it's pretty funny and it gets kind of silly, but it's pretty dark for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what? Then let's since we're talking about Amazon Prime, let's just go ahead. Last little bit of news that we had on the movie section. Kevin Smith did his yearly evening with Kevin Smith at Comic Con presentation that he does every year, and he ended the presentation by releasing the his next movie. The trailer, Kilroy, was here,
What's that?
which is a horror. He calls it a horror anthology. For guys our age, think of it kind of like remember Creep Show, where it's like a bunch of like little short stories like within a movie. But yeah,
No,
so it's a horror anthology all surrounding around this mythical figure of Kilroy. His usual cast of characters, Jay's in there, his daughter's in there,
so it
Chris
takes place
Jericho's in there.
in the universe. So it's gonna be Jay and Silent Bob
No,
are gonna be in it.
it's not Jay. It's not Jay playing Jay.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Jay playing like some character.
Mm.
But it's his usual cast if you watch the Kevin Smith film, you've seen these guys in his movies. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. But it's a movie that he made he filmed it here in Florida.
No shit.
It was made in collaboration with the Ringling School of Film and Media. So it's kind of like a bunch of college kids that got to work on it and stuff like that. And it was very. He says it was a very collaborative. Like he wanted all those kids to like come at him and give him ideas and all of that. And he's like, if the idea's good, we'll use it in the movie and all of that.
That's pretty awesome.
So it seems like it'll be an interesting thing. And because it's like an anthology film, it's like those stories are going to be like 20 minutes long each one. Like it's a bunch of little stories that are.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, so that's gonna wrap us up with the film news, and we can jump right into TV. And you were talking about Amazon Prime, and one of the things that came out over the weekend is before The Boys season 2 has even come out, The Boys season 3 has been greenlit, and they will be getting a third season.
That's pretty crazy, man.
The
That's,
Boys is a great show, guys.
Yeah,
that
so
show
bad.
is so great.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was something that dropped over that kind of was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. There was another cool little thing. The I see what you're adding there, Gus, and I was gonna save that for the end of the show.
okay.
Yeah. But there was a cool little thing. Do you guys remember G4 TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do actually.
Precursor to something.
Wait, are they bringing that back?
So we got there was a panel where they kind of were talking about and NBC kind of just dropped a G4 logo, but didn't really say much about it.
Mm.
So the internet's been running rampant in speculation of like, wait, is NBC bringing G4 TV back?
Man, they need to bring back everybody who was in that shit because you can't just bring that back. You have to bring back everybody because
Well, I mean,
it wasn't even a show; it was a network, right?
Yeah, it was a network, and I mean, really, look, you got to bring back Attack of the Show. You got to bring back X Play,
Yeah, X Play for sure.
and then I mean, there was some good shows on it back in the day that, like, after a while, they just started kind of like adding a bunch of like random stuff to it. But like a lot of the stuff that was made 4G4 was
I
pretty damn-
only remember Attack of the Show and X-Play, and then obviously Extreme Elimination Challenge, but that was just
Well, I
like
think
added.
I,
And
they
Cheaters,
had,
Cheaters was on there too.
but I think they had shows like Screensavers and
Oh,
all
Screensavers, that's right, man.
that. It was all. I mean, it was all tech based stuff. But one of the things is they're talking about maybe they bring it back as a network. Another rumor is maybe it'll be on Peacock.
The fuck is a peacock?
Peacock is the
NBC is
streaming service from NBC,
streaming.
Oh,
which I may or may not sign up for because apparently the entry level is free.
That's cool.
You know, Peacock's weird because they have like different tiers, but pretty much all of them have ads. And that's always been like my beef. I don't know if after Disney took over if they've changed it or not, but that was always my beef with Hulu. Was like, why would I pay for Hulu and still have to watch ads? You know,
Yeah.
so it's one of those things, which I'm glad. I'm glad HBO Max and Disney. Well, HBO Max kind of does it because HBO Max, whenever you go to watch a movie or something like that, they'll start off with like an HBO trailer for like upcoming program or something like that.
That doesn't really count.
But HBO Max for the most part, no ads on there. Disney Plus, no ads on it. Netflix, no ads on it. So, like, I want if I'm giving you money for this product, you got to do me the courtesy of not giving me ads during the programming. It is what it is. If it's free, then okay, I get it. It's free, and I'll put up with the ads. Might be interesting in case like I missed something and I want to go back and watch it. Although I can't really think of anything that's on NBC right now that I'm watching. Which
I'm tired of these fucking. I'm tired of these
What is
subscription services, man. Too many.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine on?
I think that's on ABC now. No,
I don't know.
that's weird. It's weird because Brooklyn Nine-Nine I think was on Fox, and they
Started on-
canceled it, and then another network came in and picked it up.
Yeah, I just don't know which network that is.
If you're in the chat and just type it in the chat. Let us know. But that's a show that like I haven't gotten into because like I haven't gone back and like started watching it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah,
So good.
That's a good show, man.
but
I had
feel like
Hulu.
watched that from the beginning.
I had Hulu for a little while. That's all I was. That and Always Sunny. I was watching that shit for a while.
In other news, Walking Dead is still a thing apparently.
When is that just gonna stop? It's so bad.
I don't know. It's like it's become like the zombies on the show. It just keeps on going.
Yeah.
So bad.
But they announced they're still working on like the Rick Grimes solo movie. Apparently, Robert Kirkman is heavily involved in that. So he'll be involved in the storyline for it. So that was released. The Witcher on Netflix is getting a prequel series. It's called The Witcher: Blood Origins.
Hey, fun
And
fact.
it will take place 1,200 years before Geralt.
Ooh, fun fact. I still haven't seen that shit.
Neither have I.
You guys should get on that. It's a good. It's a good watch.
I know everyone says that, but I still haven't done it.
Marvel dropped a trailer. Coming to Hulu is Hellstrom.
He's what?
Hellstrom. It's a. I think it was a Marvel Knights series. Pedro, or any? Like I know. It's based on
Hellstrom?
the character of Damon Hellstrom
I have no idea.
and his sister. The character is best known as they used to have a comic under the name Son of Satan.
No, don't know.
Anyways, very very like folklore heavy, very like I guess kind of like good versus evil, demons are involved type thing. So trailer looked pretty cool. So that's coming to Hulu. HBO, man, HBO puts out some good fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, they do,
HBO's Lovecraft Country.
I don't know what that is.
So, are you familiar with Cthulhu?
Yes.
So, H.P. Lovecraft, series of like horror novels from like the early 20th century. There's an entire mythology based around the characters and the great old demons and the old gods of creation and stuff. Like it's a weird. It's kind of like a mythology built around it. This is basically saying like, okay, we're doing a show based around that mythology. But it looks good, man. The trailer looks pretty damn cool.
I'll check it out. I'm gonna have to get HBO Max, man, because there's a bunch of shows that I used to watch on there, but they came back after I had already canceled HBO, and I'm pretty upset about it.
Hey, it is what it is, man. And then and I'm gonna leave this for last, Gus. This little thing that you added in there because that
Yeah.
comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
And if you know, you know, and if not, we'll wait till the end of the show and we'll tell you. But the other thing that happened, this didn't happen over the weekend. This happened yesterday.
Mhm.
Emmy nominations came out, and so Watchmen has the most nominations, 26 nominations throughout various categories.
I'm gonna have to watch that fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that good? Did you watch it?
I enjoyed it. I know Pedro refuses to watch it.
I won't watch it, but yeah, just
I
fucking
enjoyed it.
read the comic, please.
I think it's very much a sequel to the comics, not a sequel to the movie. If you've seen the movie, you won't be lost, but there's little things here and there where if you've read the comics, you'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Is the comic over?
It's
Was
been
it?
over, man. It
Yeah?
was a one shot, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it wasn't a one shot. It was a year.
Yeah, it was like a limited edition series, 12
Mm.
issues, released in the 80s.
Yeah.
So,
Read it, fuck it, read it,
but-
Gus,
Do you have
please.
it? Do you have it?
I do. I'll send you a motion comic of it, man. All you have to do is sit down and watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic, and it's one of those things where, like, whenever anybody creates like a listing of like the greatest comic book stories ever told, like that's always on
Always
there.
there, yeah. Because
What's always number one?
well, I mean, it depends
Well,
on
it depends.
people's person.
A lot of people love things like Batman Year One and things like that.
Actually, that's a good question. Yo, off the top of the dome, bro. Top 5. Go.
Top 5 comic book storylines.
Of your favorite of all time. That's a pretty cool.
Okay, my
Off the top of the dome, bro. Just
my favorite ones.
yeah.
Shit, that's hard. That's in no particular order. If I was gonna pick my top 5,
Obviously, this
stories.
isn't official because off the top of the dome, we're not thinking too much about it.
Now, are we talking like legit storylines and like an ongoing series, or like if a series came out and ended, can that whole series be considered?
I don't know, man. I didn't think too much of it. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
What? Yes, sure, sure,
Okay,
yes.
So I'm gonna say Why the Last Man.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
I'm gonna say Marvel's Secret Wars.
Okay, yeah,
That goes back to my childhood.
that's a
like,
good one.
That
That would be dope if they made a movie of that. Actually, Secret Wars.
I'm gonna say Batman Cataclysm.
Wow,
Followed
that's
by No Man's Land. Like that's like all like one.
yeah, that's crazy that's on your list.
I would probably also say I want to say, damn, trying to think of like a good Spider-Man story, but the only thing coming to my mind is The Other.
No, I'm trying to think of what's the name of the
And that's only because I never read the.
yeah, but it's still a
Yeah,
storyline.
you know what? Yeah, if I'm gonna pick a Spider-Man one, it's probably Kraven's Last Hunt.
It's super good. Yeah, I haven't read a lot of Spider-Man stuff, but that's definitely up there, like of all time.
Man, you know what's hard to pick from is you know what? No, you got Kraven's Last Hunt. I'm gonna say Spider-Man Blue.
Spider-Man Blue is kind of. I mean, it's your list. Obviously, I'll take it, but isn't Spider-Man Blue just a retelling of like the first few comics?
No, it's kind of like him kind of coming to terms and dealing with the death of Gwen Stacy.
Oh, okay.
Like
I remember reading that, but I thought that was just like a imagine.
It's him literally like talking to himself and like going
Yeah.
back and like coming to terms with that there was nothing that he could have done that he couldn't have saved her, no matter what, because
Well, then I guess I think the reason why I'm thinking that is because there's a lot of like throwback pages on that comic.
yeah, yeah, because it's him going back and like
Okay, so that's what I just thought because I read a bunch of stuff. I read like not full storylines of Spider-Man, but I've read like snippets, and I saw all those snippets in the book, and I'm like, oh, this is a retelling of his origin. But okay,
Yeah.
that's your number one.
No, I said they were in no particular order.
Oh, no particular order.
Yeah, I was trying to pick like per character that I love. So yeah, so I said Why the Last Man. I said Spider-Man Blue.
Yeah.
Batman Cataclysm / No Man's Land. I feel like there was a fourth one that I said.
No. You said all of them. Cataclysms. Why the Last Man. Spider-Man Blue.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay. So two more. Marvel Secret Wars was the fourth one.
Secret Wars. That's right. Secret Wars.
And then if we're talking about storylines that involve the entire universe of characters. Crisis on Infinite Earths.
All right. See, my list is very different from yours because I'm more of an indie comic guy. I don't really like the superhero stuff all that much. I mean, I still read them, but it's not like my thing. You know what I mean?
What's yours?
God, I had to think. Okay, so Sandman is number one. That's my favorite comic of all time. I think it's a brilliant piece of literature. Two would be
Actually,
Watchmen.
they're releasing like a full collection in the next couple of months.
Yeah, I know.
I'm thinking about pre-ordering it. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet because it's like $200.
Oh man, dude. For those listening at home, if you haven't read Sandman or even know what that is, fucking just look into it. It's brilliant writing. It's insane. So yeah, Sandman number one. Two is probably Watchmen. Three would probably be The Killing Joke. I fucking love Killing Joke. Four. Let's do four is Tokyo Ghost. Tokyo Ghost was dope as shit. And number five, maybe. Damn, number five, I'd probably go with Why the Last Man. I think that's just a fucking amazing book, also. But I'm not going to copy you. Fuck that. Invincible.
Yeah, I've got Sandman favorited on my Amazon, and I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Have you read it before?
I have not read it before, but I've always heard good things, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I might as well just do the whole thing.
Dude, it's so fun. That was my introduction back into comics because before this, I would read like superhero comics, and I kind of died out from that. Actually, my introduction was Sin City. Sin City was what got me back into comics.
And so I didn't think about Sin City.
Sin City is a good one, man. And then Sin City got me back into comics. And then when I was getting back into it, Louis, of all people, was like, dude, you got to read Watchmen. Then he bought me V for Vendetta. He bought me that book. And then I read that. I'm like, wow.
Good fucking story.
And I was like, wow, this is like really like intelligent writing. It's like very deep and like in depth. Like everything about it is in depth. So then I started going down the rabbit hole and I ran into Sandman. So it was like my fourth book back into comics. And I kind of spoiled myself because then everything after that, I kind of knocked out all the best shit right in the beginning. So now I'm like still hunting for like amazing stuff. And it's like, sometimes you run into like a gold, like a diamond in the rough, but like a lot of the times it's like you just scrummaging through just shovelware of whatever,
Yeah. I mean, for a period of time, I was that guy that was like every week picking up books from the store, and I was reading on a weekly basis. And then at a certain point, I just went like, fuck it, I'll just wait till the storyline completes, and I'll buy the graphic novel.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
And I used to buy a lot, like, and that was one of my favorite things to do. Was like I would just go like on a random like Wednesday or Thursday night. I would just go to a bookstore and then just like go to their graphic novel section and start going through whatever they had, what came out new, and all of that. And then eventually I just started ordering online. And then at a certain point, I don't know what happened. If it was just like, I think once like a couple of months went by where like I didn't read anything, I just kind of stopped.
It's funny
So,
though. It's so funny because you kind of like just pass the baton. Because up until this point, I was buying premium. I was paying for my comics premium prices, like the full price of all this shit at Barnes and Noble. And then you came along. And you're like, dude, in stock trades. Check
yeah,
that out. And then I go to in stock trades, and dude, everything on that site is like 45% off at least.
yeah,
It's insane. So
and
now,
they're pretty competitive with Amazon. Like I've seen a lot of stuff on their site. Like I've looked and like it's pretty much the same price on Amazon.
yeah,
But every once in a while they'll have something that's like $5-10 cheaper than
yeah.
Amazon has it. So
Yeah, I buy both my comic collection pretty much is bought from that site and Amazon, and
Yeah.
I go between the two to see who has the better price.
Which if anybody knows anybody at In Stock Trades and they're interested in sponsoring the show, I've been a
100%.
customer of theirs for a long time. I haven't ordered in like a year, but that's because that's the other thing is like I haven't ordered in like a year, but then eventually if I do order, I'm gonna order like $100 and something worth of books.
Dude, I had a budget. This is kind of embarrassing to say, but I had a budget last year. This year, fuck that. There's no way I could budget anything into what I'm making these days. But back like last year and the year before, I would budget every 2 months $60 for comics. So every 2 months, I would come in with a bulk of at least like 6 or 7 comic books from there because like, everything is stupid cheap. So like,
Yeah, and it's great because like you get a book there for like $10 that would cost you like
20.
$17.99 and
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble.
yeah. It's a great deal. It's
But
great.
one of the things that led me to them also was when they closed down the Borders at Dolphin Mall.
Yep. That
And
was
all of
where
a
I would
sudden
buy
it
my
was like-
comics.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh man, because I used to go to Borders, regularly because they're right here. They were right here.
Yeah.
And then the nearest Barnes and Noble is Kendall Drive and 127 or 122.
Yeah, Barnes and Nobles
Yeah.
is just they're fucking thieves, man. They charge way too much for their books. Borders would always have, if you bought a book at full price, in your receipt you would get a buy one get one 50% off, or the next order was 50% off just all together, and sometimes even buy one get one. So like, dude, if you're trying to build a comic collection, that is the best way to do it. Graphic novel collection, actually. That was the best way to do it.
Yeah,
that's where all of my Sandman books came from there. All of them.
I'm like I said, I'm looking. You know what? I haven't checked In Stock Trades. Let me check In Stock Trades and see what they're charging for the Sandman books. Because again, I mean, look, it's like a 12 volume set or something like that. So
10.
$200 doesn't sound like a bad price. Actually, let me.
I already have it open. I'm already on it.
What? How many volumes is it? Of
It's
Sandman?
10. It's 10.
It's 10 volumes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's not bad. $225 comes out to like $22 per volume.
Yeah.
It's not the best price. Like I'm sure like if it went on sale or something,
They
that's another thing. I'll just keep it in my cart and maybe like around Black Friday it'll.
Yeah, Sandman books average around on that site like $12 each, and they're usually $20.
But you're looking at the Sandman box set that says
No. The individual items. I didn't see the box set.
Okay. No, I'm looking at the image.
Yeah.
And there are 11, 12, 13. There are 14 volumes in this thing.
Okay, there's it probably has everything. It probably has like the other stories and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My only thing is if I order that, then maybe I'm gonna also order Lucifer, and then
Lucifer is great too, man. They made a show of that shit.
That show's awesome. I love that.
I heard the show is dope as fuck, but that's based off of.
I don't know how much it pulls from the comics.
Not a lot. There's just the character. His personality is straight out of the comic book.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ironically enough, I started watching that show, and my mom was like, "Oh, what's this?" And so like my mom watches it with me because it's a police procedural.
Yeah.
It just so happens that Lucifer is the main character. And then my mom gets like all like interested because she's like, what kind of mythology is this pulling from? Because it doesn't seem like Catholic mythology. And it's like, yeah, well, and like I looked into it, and it feels like it's kind of based off of Paradise Lost, right?
What's Paradise Lost?
Classic novel that like everybody has to read at some point. Well,
No, I don't know. I never read that.
I never read that either.
That's based off of the comic, the Sandman mythos. So Sandman, what the reason why it's genius is that they get shit that you already know, everybody knows, and they flip it. So like the whole thing about Lucifer is that he he stood up for what he thought was right, and then he was damned by God. So now he has to serve in hell, and he's doing a bunch of shit he doesn't. He's an angel, you know what I mean? And he doesn't want to be down there. He doesn't want to deal with these people, but like he has to. That's his job now. That's his. You know, that's what he has to do. So one day he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm out. I don't give a shit. I'm out. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm already in hell."
Everybody out of hell, locks up the gates, and
Yeah, he locks up the gate, and he's just like later, and then hell starts getting overflown, and like there's nobody to process the people coming in. So then Sandman has to go over there and take over the reins and like pass on the
which
gates to hell.
the show is different. In the show, he just left.
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously,
Everybody's still in hell. There's just nobody in charge.
yeah, exactly. So like the whole thing is that he left, and he's kind of like bitter about God, like throughout the entire comic. But he has like a lot of respect and admiration for God. Like there's many times where you'll see him sitting on the fucking like the beach, chilling out, and you just see people walking by, and he's just chilling at the beach, and he's saying a bunch of like fucked up shit. He's just like, "Hey, you did me wrong," all this shit. He's like, "But goddamn, can you make a dope ass?" This is me talking. This is not how it's written. This is just the way I'm fucking interpreting. He's like, "Damn, but can you? You could do a dope."
One of the things they announced for this new season coming up is they announced God will be in the show. Like, they casted
Morgan Freeman.
No, David. Is it David Hainsbrook or something?
They fucked
The guy
up.
who played Toronto and Major League.
Oh,
He was the president on 24. He's the Allstate guy.
The Allstate guy, yeah.
He's going to be playing God, and
That's cool.
one of the things, because like I think one of the things from the comic book is like yeah, you weren't happy like in a realm with me, so I gave you your own realm to kind of do whatever you wanted with. And like there's a lot in that story of like hell exists because Lucifer wants it to exist, and like it was like his kind of way of like a fuck you to his father of like I'm gonna take all the people that you don't want in your like, and then of course he gets them and he's like, what am I gonna do with them? Like, well, I'm gonna punish them. Like,
okay, that's different from the comic. The comic, he was just fed up with it. He's like, fuck it, I'm out. I don't give a shit.
Well, no, like originally we're talking about obviously on the show he got fed up with it and he left also.
Okay, yeah, but that's another good book, man. That's another good one. I think
we'll see where the rabbit hole leads. It'll be one of those things. But I want to get through this because we're starting to run long. So I'm going to knock out the last couple little things. So we talked about Watchmen has the most nominations at 26, but a show near and dear to it's near and dear to our hearts here on We Ain't Found Sit. The Mandalorian. Nobody's sleeping on that. Mandalorian got 15 nominations, including Best Drama. We got
nice
best performance by guest actor for Giancarlo Esposito for that final. Was he in the final 2 episodes, or just the last one?
Might have been the final 2.
Yeah. We've got a best voiceover performance for Taika Waititi for his performance as IG-11. And we got a bunch of like the technical awards of like film production, costuming, and things like that. And of course, we talked about it a little bit last week, but best overall score for this guy, the same guy that did the score for Black Panther and a bunch of other stuff. So like just nominations all over the board. A lot of love for The Mandalorian. A lot of love for Disney Plus. Like they have 19 nominations in total, including I think a couple of nominations for some of their other stuff, and then 15 overall for The Mandalorian. So a lot of love with that. But it brings up an interesting point because we're now in the point where the Emmys are recognizing streaming services, and you got to wonder, is mainstream or the big four, Fox, ABC, NBC, and CBS, are they dying? Who's still watching programs there? Netflix got 160 overall nominations.
Do they lead?
They lead. They are the network with the most nominations.
Damn.
HBO is right behind them with like 115 or something like that. But those four networks that I just mentioned, NBC, ABC, Fox, and CBS, the big players, the guys that when you think of network television, those are the channels you think of.
Yeah.
All four of them combined have 121 nominations.
Oof.
And the
I mean,
majority of those are
they're
NBC
limited
and
by
ABC.
they're limited by FCC laws and all that shit. You know?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you gotta wonder, 10 years ago, Netflix maybe got like one nomination.
Hmm.
Or I don't even know 10 years ago. How long ago was like the first like Netflix original programming?
What was the first Netflix original program?
Um, I know one of the first shows that I can remember getting like a mainstream nomination was like House of Cards,
House of Cards
Yeah.
was the first one, yeah.
and that was like I want to say that was almost 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Like that show ran for what, 5 seasons, and they've been off the air for like 2 years now. So, and I don't think they came out like one a year. I think they were coming out like a little bit longer in between. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was a
Oh, yeah.
big deal when like
Cards were-
HBO became a power player. Now with Netflix, and then Hulu's got some nominations, Disney Plus has nominations, Amazon Prime has nominations. I mean, we're not far away, I think, from having an an Emmys where there's really nothing from like the only thing really where NBC and all these channels are getting anything is basically like reality and variety television.
Yeah. That's true. Some live shit.
Like it's funny because award shows get nominated for awards.
Really?
Yeah, like when they do like best programming in a variety year, like some of the
Mhm.
shows that get nominated are like the Academy Awards and the Primetime Emmys and the Grammy Awards.
That's
Like
funny.
there's which is a little like I'm like man, I understand there's production work that goes into that, but when you're giving an award to the award show, like I feel like that's a category maybe we can,
We can do
pull that
without
up.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of wrapping us up on the Emmys. There's really not a whole lot more to talk about with that. Um, the only thing left to talk about, the only housekeeping we got left is Umbrella Academy season 2 comes out on Friday.
Yeah! Another fucking great show.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know I'm gonna watch it as soon as I can.
Yeah. Probably
Um,
not, because I got Ghost of Tsushima. Actually, I should, though. That show's so good.
I feel like we should try to watch it before the next episode.
The whole thing?
It's gonna be what, 10 episodes, 11 episodes?
Yeah.
Like even if it's 13 episodes, it's not a hard thing to do.
In a weekend?
Especially if we're gonna be
Friday-
locked down with rain over the weekend.
From Friday to Wednesday? I don't know, man.
I mean, I usually knock those things out in a day. So
I can't do it.
all right, well,
I'll do my best.
I know I'm gonna have finished it.
Let's talk about it anyways. I'll do my best.
Yeah, but I mean, if we can finish it before the next episode, we can review it on the next episode.
Well, all of Umbrella?
Yeah,
I could
You guys
definitely
let
do it. This
let us
weekend is
know in the
going to be
comments.
Umbrella.
yeah. Let us know in the comments.
Mhm.
Do you guys want us to watch Umbrella Academy and then talk about it on the next episode? If you don't want us to do it, then tell us.
Too
you
bad we're doing it anyway.
Don't. We'll come up with something else. Maybe if they don't want us to do it, then maybe you'll have finished Ghost of Tsushima by then, and you can tell us all about it. So
Hopefully. I don't know. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. I know that we're running long, but fucking Cuphead came to PlayStation,
okay,
which is crazy because it was supposedly a Microsoft exclusive, but now it's on PlayStation, which makes me think maybe it's not an exclusive. Maybe it was a timed exclusive because now it's on everything. It's on PC, it's on Switch, it's on Xbox.
Maybe it was only an exclusive for a limited amount of time.
Maybe, but I mean, Microsoft did a pretty good job promoting it as their IP, like their own, thing. But it's
I don't know.
apparently
Could have
not.
been like a limited release. Like for how long ago did that game come out? Like 2 years ago.
Was it? I don't know how long ago. It's been a while, but
Yeah,
man, that's actually big news. That shit came to PlayStation.
Yeah. But yeah. So, anybody got anything else before we sign off?
No,
Gus, you got another episode coming up on Friday. At Lemon City Happy Hour.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be talking the NBA bubble since the NBA comes back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, since we got nothing else, follow us on all social platforms, as it says down at the bottom of your screen there. If you're listening on one of the podcast devices, that's We Ain't Found Sith on all platforms. And if you're watching us on YouTube and you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell so that every time we put out a new episode, you get notified. And later, Sith heads.